Hello friends, welcome back to Java Velocity. I am Albert Njane, a senior software engineer with over 9 years of experience building large-scale distributed systems, serving millions of requests. I am expert in microservices, event-driven architecture, DevOps, CI/CD, Docker, Kubernetes, payments, and fintech, agentic AI. Some of the technologies that I use include microservices, event-driven, Docker, Kubernetes, CI/CD, and DevOps, agentic AI. And I am glad you are here today. So in this video, we are going to cover the first Daraja API, that is Daraja M-PESA STK Push API. Daraja M-PESA STK Push API. This is the API that enables you to receive a push notification prompt to your phone number so that you can input a PIN to complete an M-PESA transaction. So what is Daraja M-PESA STK Push API? How does it work? I will take you through step by step on how it works. Basically what happens is that merchant captures parameters and send an API request. So the merchant, that is the business whom you are doing the integration with. The help of your integration, the merchant captures the parameters and sends an API request. The API validates request and sends an acknowledgement. Push notification is sent to customer's phone number. Then the customer enters M-PESA PIN to confirm. M-PESA validates PIN and process the payment, and as part of processing the payment, it debits the customer wallet and it credits the merchant account. The callback is then sent to merchant URLs with results. Customer receive SMS confirmation. Basically, these are some of the basic steps with regard to M-PESA STK Push API. In this video, I want to take you deep dive to show you what it is, the request structure, the response structure, the acknowledgement, the callback, how to handle the callbacks, some of the errors, commonly known errors that I have faced and how to resolve them. I am also going to show you a deep dive practical coding session on how we can implement with these APIs and so on. A point to note is that this is an asynchronous API, meaning that you first receive an acknowledgement, then the result later via the callback URL. What are some of the prerequisites before doing integration with this API? Number one, you create Daraja account on Safaricom developer portal. That one I have already shown you how to do it in the last video. Number two, you create a sandbox app, get API credentials. We are going to do this practically. Number three, you retrieve the consumer key and consumer secret. And number four, you get the passkey. A passkey is very, very, very important. From simulator section for sandbox, if you go to the simulator section, I am going to show you step by step how to go to the simulator section, pick this passkey for the sandbox. For go live, that is live pay bill or till number, so passkey will be provided or it will be emailed to you after the go live. It is very, very important to note that for you to go live, you need a live pay bill or till number. You also need a business admin or manager operators on M-PESA portal. I am going to show you how to create those later in the videos. Important, remember, we are going to develop a product that we are going to take to production. So we are going to go live. This is not just a boot camp where we just do some sandbox testing and we are done. No, this is a comprehensive one. After development, we are going to go live. It is also important to note that the passkey provided in sandbox is in test data, but for production it will be emailed to you after the go live. Prerequisite and setup Daraja API. This is part of prerequisite. So basically, this STK Push API, I am beginning to explain some of the internals. Number one, you need to know that before you consume this API, you must have an access token. I explained to you that majority or all of the M-PESA APIs, you have to call them with the help of an access token. Without that access token, it will be rejected. That access token, you get it with the help of consumer key and secret. So the API endpoints and the required header. So the first step is to call the authorization API. This is the API. Then you get the you pass the required headers. In this case, you have the authorization. So this is a base64 encoding of consumer key and secret. For this authorization, basically this one is for getting the token. You pass a base64 encoded consumer key and secret, and you get your token. So once you receive that token, it will have a validity or expiry of 1 hour. You will use this token to make API call to this M-PESA Express query. I am going to show you practically. So this token is an essential part of subsequent queries. One of the common mistake or common error I have been getting when I was very new to M-PESA integration was error 404.001.03. Don't be worried about this error. This is a simple error that means that you are using an expired token or your token is invalid. We are going to see some of these errors later. So when it comes to STK Push, this is how the request body looks like. So whenever you are doing some coding with whichever programming language that you are going to be using, be it Java, be it JavaScript, be it Python, the request body structure is the same. Ensure that you have exactly request body as it is. Some of the mistakes that developer make is maybe to use some camel case on the field names, then the Daraja validates and rejects the request. So it is good to pass this request as it is. You have the business shortcode, it is mandatory. Password, it is mandatory. Timestamp is also mandatory. Transaction type is also mandatory. We can have customer pay bill online or customer buy goods online. You have amount. This amount field is mandatory. Minimum of 1 shillings, a maximum of 250,000 per transaction. Okay, you have party A and you also have party B, and you also have phone number. You have the callback URL. You have account reference, transaction description. All fields are mandatory except transaction description. This transaction description is not mandatory, but it is good to have it. So that is the request body. Let me explain what are these parameters. This business shortcode is your M-PESA shortcode. I am going to show you how we request for this shortcode, but in the meantime, in the production, not in the production, sorry, in the sandbox environment, we are going to use the test shortcode. We also have password. What is this password? Remember, this is the password on this request. How do we generate this password? Very important. Very, very important. This password is a base64 encoded string that combines the shortcode, the passkey, and the timestamp in that order. Shortcode, passkey, timestamp in that order. Some of the common mistake that people makes is use of wrong timestamp, maybe incorrect shortcode, or adding some spaces in between. this will be rejected. So it is good to base encode this password in that order, and this timestamp should be in the format year, month, day, hour, minute, second. This is the format, the current time. Ensure that the shortcode you are passing here is the same as what you are passing here, business shortcode. The timestamp you are passing here is the same as whatever you are using to generate this password. You also have timestamp, I have explained that. Have transaction type, it can be customer pay bill online or customer buy goods online. It is good to use the right transaction type. It is good to use the right one. Once we use this customer pay bill online, we provide pay bill. Once we use customer buy goods online, we provide a tier. We have amount, which is transaction amount. We have party A, which is the customer phone number. Customer phone number, that is party A. We have party B, is the organization receiving, it is the receiving organization. Okay, basically this can take a shortcode or tier. If at the top there you provided transaction type as customer pay bill online, in party B you will provide the pay bill. If you provided the customer buy goods online, in party B you will provide the tier. You also have phone number to receive the prompt. This is the number to receive the prompt. It can be the same as customer number. This is the callback URL where the results are sent. Account reference, your transaction ID, and note that this account reference is validated to have a maximum of 12 characters, and this transaction description a maximum of 13 characters. Kindly note that, because sometime if you exceed those characters, your request may not go through, and you might face so many problems while doing the debugging. Very few tutorials give you this depth of information. Let us continue. And this account reference is a alphanumeric. Transaction description is a string. Let us continue. So password generation. So I have shown you you need a password to authorize your transaction on M-PESA, and how is this password generated. I am explaining this formula. Your password is generated by base 64 encoding of your shortcode, passkey, and timestamp. Example, if your shortcode is 174.379 and your passkey is this and your timestamp is this, then first of all, the first thing is you concatenate all the three. The second one is you do a base 64 encoding of what you have concatenated, then you get a base 64 encoded string. This will be used as your password. What are some of the common mistakes? Number one, wrong timestamp format. Number two, missing passkey. Number three, using long shortcode. Number four, not matching shortcode in body with encoded word. I think this common mistake I have already addressed them. Let us continue. Now I want to talk about successful response. This is the initial one, the acknowledgement. Kindly note that this is not a result. This is a response or an acknowledgement that the M-PESA response telling you that we have received your transaction for processing, and it usually contains merchant request ID, checkout request ID, response code 0 means it was successful, response description success, request accepted for processing, customer message success, request accepted for processing. Remember, here we are dealing with response, but for callback we will be dealing with result. So merchant request ID is API proxy unique ID. Remember, Daraja interact with M-PESA with the help of API proxy. Checkout request ID. This is the M-PESA unique ID. Store this. Remember, this will be the unique identifier of your STK Push transaction. So it is very recommended. I usually recommend store this checkout request ID, as you will use it later to process the callback. You have response code 0 mean request accepted. This is not a payment confirmation. This is just an acknowledgement. Let us look at callback structure. This is the structure of the callback. And callback is basically a result of your M-PESA transaction. It can either succeed or fail. For this callback structure, we have the body, we have the STK callback. So this is just the structure. It is very, very important to understand this, because when you are processing it, you will have some information on what you need to do, how you need to process this, extract this field, do some comparison, do some processing, store the results on the database, and so on. Once you understand this, it will be very easier for you to do the callback processing using any programming language. For the time being, forget about any programming language, because I am going to explain things so that whenever you are doing the coding, the type of the programming language you are going to use, it will be very simple. This one, the most important field here is checkout request ID. This is the checkout request ID that you had already stored on the database. You pull this, you query these callbacks based on this, and you check the result code. Non-zero means that that transaction was not successful, and we also have result description that request was cancelled by the user. Let us continue. Now this is another. Remember, that one was unsuccessful callback, but this one is a successful. This is a callback structure for a successful transaction. It is the same, with only that this usually comes with some callback metadata. It comes with some callback metadata. Now we have merchant request ID, checkout request ID, result code 0. This is a result, not response. Result means that this is payment notification sent to you via your callback URL. Remember, let me take you back. Here. The callback URL you provided here is where this payment notification will be posted. Therefore, please provide a valid callback URL. Okay, I hope we are together up to that point. So some of the callback metadata, we have item. Remember, knowing this structure will help you to process this callback. Ensure that you are processing the callbacks where you have the callback metadata. Part of it, this is an array of items. This is an array which contains objects. So it's an array as a container that houses objects, a list of objects, key value pair. Remember that. So we have item. So you extract the callback, then you go down, you get the body, you get STK callback, then you get the result code. If it is 0, you get the result description, and you extract this information. Amount, this is the transaction value. M-PESA receipt number, this is very important. Remember, always store this M-PESA receipt number. It will help you when you are doing your reconciliation. Store this M-PESA receipt number, transaction date, phone number that did the transaction. Save M-PESA receipt number for reconciliation. So now we have learned about what is STK push, request body structure, response structure, And now I want us to look at some of the common mistakes. Remember, these are some of the errors I have faced throughout my integration, and those painful nights I have prepared these resources to help you, so that every time you are doing a transaction, whenever you get an error code 400.002.02, don't write an email to API support or contact them telling them I have an error. No, these resources will train you on how to solve these. This means that you have an invalid parameter. Check all field name and value. Maybe you could be passing wrong timestamp, invalid shortcode, some fields are not okay. Another error is 404.001.03. This is invalid or expired token. So you just regenerate a token instead of writing an email to the support team. I told you, if you have this information, you will reduce the support requirement by 80%. 404.001.01 wrong endpoint. You know that you are calling the wrong endpoint. Maybe check your endpoint for STK push. 405, anything 405, this is wrong HTTP method. Maybe you are using a GET. Just use a post. Don't call the API support. 500.001.0.1001, merchant does not exist. So you verify this business shortcode, and mostly this last error you will get it in production when you use a wrong business shortcode. You have provided a shortcode on your request, but it does not exist on the M-PESA portal. So you will get this error. Golden rule is always validate request format before send. That is why I emphasized. Look at this request format carefully. The fields should be exactly the way they are, and the values should be well checked. Where there is validation, like account reference, a maximum of 12 characters, result description, transaction description, a maximum of 13 characters, check all those well before sending. Let us go to common mistake 2, password issues. Wrong credentials. 500.001.11100 typically means before you call for any support, if you encounter this type of an error, this typically means that the password parameter invalid or missing. When you are sending a request, M-PESA will not process any request without a password parameter. And this error typically means the password parameter is invalid or missing, and if that password parameter is there, check whether maybe the encoded password could have a mismatch of the business shortcode. Check the business shortcode you are using on your payroll is the same as the one you are using to construct the password. The other one is timestamp used in encoding is not equal to timestamp in the body. The two must match. Whatever the timestamp you are using on the body should be equal to the timestamp you are using to construct this password. Are you there? Number 4, using wrong passkey. If you are using wrong passkey, it will not work. So go to the sandbox simulator on the test data, pick this passkey, use it. Ensure that this passkey is for the consumer key and secret you are currently integrating with. So basically, these are quick wins. Ensure that shortcode matches, passkey is correct, timestamp format is in the format, that format, and ensure that this password parameter is base64 encoded and it is correct. Let us go to common mistake number 3, transactions conflict. Unable to lock the subscriber. You may get this, unable to lock subscriber. Okay, 500.001.111. Don't worry about the error code. Don't worry if you see this kind of error. Just know that this customer has got some has got an ongoing M-PESA session or ongoing M-PESA transaction, you are trying to make multiple requests to the same customer, you are sending some duplicate transaction. That is why it is unable to lock the subscriber. So basically we recommend wait a minimum of 1 minute before request to same phone number, or you just use some idempotency key. Idempotency key help us to avoid conflict transactions. Okay, let us continue. Transaction type mismatch. I explained to you STK Push works with both paybill and till number. For paybill, I told you the transaction type is customer paybill online. Therefore, on the party B, ensure that you put the paybill number, not till number. For transaction type customer buy good online, as I told you, ensure that in party B, you put till number. Business shortcode is your shortcode. Error if wrong, the request is not permitted according to product assignment. This is the error you will get. The request is not permitted according to product assignment, or the operator does not exist. So sometimes you get such kind of error and you are in production, you wonder what I am going to do, because you rushed into the code, you did not get the basic or the deep level information. You write an email to the support team, maybe they take 24 hours or 3 days to respond to your email. Your business is impacted, but if you know this information, you will be where to go. Your business will be happy. The other common mistake is callback issue. Why am I not receiving the callbacks? Sometimes you may not receive the callbacks. Why? Because URL you are using is not publicly accessible, or sometimes your organization has got some firewalls that are blocking some incoming requests. So the M-PESA sent the callbacks, but your organization firewall blocked it. The other one is maybe you have an invalid SSL certificate, or your endpoint is down or unresponsive, or sometimes you are using some restricted agents like ngrok. Do not use ngrok in production. It is blocked. Don't use it. Requirement for callback URL: number one is publicly accessible over internet. It should be publicly accessible over internet, HTTPS. Number two, valid IP or domain. Number three, it should accept post request. And number four, it should return response code 200 okay promptly. Let us continue. So let us go to important result codes. 0 means success. What it means is that payment was completed. 1 means insufficient balance. It is good to note this, because these are some of the result code that you may need during auditing. For example, you have stored some transactions records in your database. A certain transaction failed. Why did it fail? This result code will inform us that it failed due to insufficient balance, or it failed because of error code 1032 cancelled by user, or it failed because of error code 1037 DS timeout, phone offline or unreachable. Your phone is unreachable. For example, you have made an STK push to your phone number, but your phone number is off. You want to pay for something online, you input your phone number, but your phone is off. That phone number will be unreachable or offline. 201 invalid PIN, wrong PIN entered. 1019 transaction expired, track 2 wrong. Developer action: handle each code appropriately in your system. We are going to do this. The other one, transaction limits. Very, very important. Very, very important. It is good to know the transaction limits. Maybe you are trying to send an amount that is below 1 shillings. It will be rejected because the minimum transaction is 1. Number 2, maybe you are trying to send 251,000. Just that 1 extra shillings will make your transaction to be rejected, because maximum per transaction is 250k. The other one is daily transaction limit. We have M-PESA have got a daily transaction limit of, I think, 500k or 499,000, I don't know, but mostly 500k. Ensure per day You are not sending more than this money. Okay, maximum account balance. This is K shillings 500. So what this means is this. Number one, I am doing a payment. And I am trying to pay or to do as a customer a transaction that exceed K shillings 500. It will not go through because every customer's phone wallet will have a maximum of 500,000. So if it exceed, you may get result code 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Testing options. So we have these testing options. You have option 1 is Daraja Simulator. You go to the Daraja. If you are on Sandbox, you locate the simulator, you put the necessary data and you simulate. The other option is using Postman. You download the M-PESA correction, or you just make an API call to the STK Push URL. This is the URL for STK Push. Use Sandbox credentials. You are provided with consumer key, secret, passkey. Use them. Download official Postman if you want. Note, Sandbox uses test shortcode, not rival numbers. It uses test shortcodes. Don't use the rival shortcode here in Sandbox. The other one, very important, go live process. Once you have developed on your Sandbox environment, you have thoroughly tested all errors are well processed, success. You know, you have tested the success scenarios, you have tested the error scenarios, the callbacks and everything. Now it is time to go live. How do you go live? Number one, there are some requirements for going to production with M-PESA STK Push. Number one, you need a live pay bill or till number. This one, you just go to M-PESA organization portal to apply for it. Number two, you will need business admin or manager created on M-PESA org portal. Don't worry about this. I will show you all these things. Number three, organization name. You need an organization name. I have done several. I have provided special characters on the organization name several times, and this impacted my go live journey. I was unable to go live on Daraja. Imagine spending nights testing, developing, testing, but then that night when you want to go live, you are unable to go live. Why? Because you made a simple mistake. You added some special characters on the organization name, like that kango, that apostrophe. You are unable to go live. So, and with that kind of a scenario, I think it is very hard for you to go to M-PESA portal and update this. You call API support, now they guide you to go live. But with this kind of information, you will avoid these things. M-PESA username, this is case sensitive. Let us go to step. You navigate to go live in Daraja tab. So once you are logged in on Daraja, I will show you all this. You go to go live tab in Daraja portal, you provide this data, M-PESA and organization name, M-PESA username, business shortcode, so on. An OTP will be sent to your registered phone number. Once you are creating an account on M-PESA organization, there is that phone number that you provide that will be receiving the OTP. You validate that OTP. Production, then once you go live, where production credentials are emailed after approval. It undergoes approval process, maybe internally, I don't know. Then production credentials are emailed to you. As part of those production credentials, you will receive the live production endpoints as well as passkey if you have Lipa na M-PESA product. For support, if you have any support, you can contact API support at safaricom.co.ke, but I usually recommend you to do this. I am sharing this out of experience. Number one, the latest version of Daraja, they have a chatbot. Go to that chatbot, interact with it, maybe it will give you a solution. Number 2, if you do not receive a solution on that chatbot, go to the Daraja portal, self-service, locate incident management, raise your support incident there. It will be acted upon. Number 3, maybe you may send an email to API support, but most of the time emails take time, so it is good to use those 3 channels. So bonus, I want to share some key bonus. M-PESA organization portal key roles. If you are going live, you need to understand this very well. Number 1, business administrator. You need a business admin user, you need a business manager user, you need an API operator for B2C balance and transaction status APIs. The business administrator is the one who creates users and assign roles. So any kind of task that requires you to create user, assign roles on M-PESA organization portal, it will be done by business administrator. And he's the one who creates the initiate business manager. He's the one who creates the API operator. Let us go to business manager. This business manager is very critical. Why? Because he approves the transactions, he views the statement, he withdraws funds, he approves maybe reversal and so on. So when you are creating a business manager, ensure that you give this business manager the required roles. Number 3, API operator. Basically, an API operator is a web operator who initiates C2B API calls. He makes C2B, B2C, not C2B, sorry. He makes B2C API calls, balance, query, transaction status. He initiates those. Critical. API user needs specific roles. This API operator user needs specific role. This role must be provided. Org B2C API initiator. Without this, it will not work. You will get some funny error telling you that this it will reject your request. Please note this. Use temporary, first time login, use temporary password. So this basically means that when you are creating this organization portal, you will have to set, they will give you a temporary password which you will use for the first time login. Then after that, you will have to set your good password, and we also have to provide some security questions in case you happen to lose your account. These security questions will help you a lot. Now I have explained everything, but it is good to recap on testing checklist. Before going live, verify that the access token generation works, password encoding is correct, STK push reaches the phone number, customer can enter PIN, callback received for success, callback received for failure, M-PESA receipt number is saved, error code handled appropriately, idempotency implemented, no duplicate charging. I explained to you about idempotency, and we are going to do these things practically. So error handling best practices, always implement, always log everything. I recommend log everything. Log the raw M-PESA response as you receive it. Why? Sometimes you may fall into you may get an error or an issue, and I know I have interacted with that team. When you're looking for support, they will ask for the logs. Which result did you receive from M-PESA? Please share with us. Share with us originator conversation ID. Share with that checkout request ID. Log everything. Log request ID, timestamps, responses. Number 2, idempotency, prevent duplicate charges. Number 3, retry logic. Have some retry logic for transient error with backoff. What does this backoff mean? Number 1, I have made a transaction, it has failed. I want to retry. Backoff prevents you from retrying too soon. If you put maybe a backoff of 3 seconds, it will have an interval of 3 seconds before doing retry. Maybe I've made a transaction, it is not going through. wait for 3 seconds, retry again, wait for 3 seconds, retry again. That is the meaning of back off. Alerting for persistence failures. Use feedback. Clear message for each error code. User feedback. Please note that some of those errors that are received from M-PESA and error messages, ensure that you are on your system, you handle them appropriately, and you provide aware looking customer friendly message. Remember, result code 0 in initial response, actually not result code, response code 0 in the initial response is not equal to payment success. Wait for callback. Quick reference. Authentication. Critical rules. Token expire hourly. Password. Base64 encoded of shortcode, passkey, timestamp. Match the 3 in that order. Transaction type. Pay bill versus tier. Use the correct one. Callbacks must be public URL. Result code 0 only in callback is equals to success. Between request, wait 1 minute. Wait 1+ minute for same customer. Don't send multiple. It may be spamming. You will be rate limited. Account reference, a maximum of 12 character. And I forgot to add here transaction description, maximum of 13 characters. Okay, for help, I explained to you, use the Daraja chatbot. This was availed in the latest version of Daraja. Then use the incident management, then API support. And for support issues that regards the M-PESA business, M-PESA business portal, the portal itself, not Daraja, that M-PESA business portal itself, it is good to call M-PESA business at safaricom.co.ke. I am telling you this from experience and pinpoint perspective. When I was facing several issues, I wrote an email to Daraja support team. They took time to respond. Why? That issue, imagine, they responded to me that I need to contact the M-PESA business. But if I knew this information from the word go, I could have channeled that issue to the right team. Documentation. Please visit Daraja documentation, Safaricom developer portal documentation. Make it your best friend when it comes to integration. It will help you a lot. It will help you to avoid, it will help you. Anyway, you know what I mean. Let us continue. This is the summary of integration flow. You get the auth token, generate the password, you prepare the request body, all are mandatory, and this is what we are going to be revisiting this in our practical implementation. Prepare the request body or mandatory field, post to STK push endpoint, store checkout request ID, very important. Wait for callback. Result code is equals to 0 means success, otherwise means failure. Process those codes and messages appropriately. Process callback data, save M-PESA receipt number, update transaction status in your system. Golden rule: never assume payment success until callbacks confirms. Even if the customer tells you that I entered the correct PIN, the payment went through, I received the M-PESA message, never ever assume the payment was successful until callbacks come back. Remember, you as a business, the primary way of knowing that a transaction went through is through the callback. Common pitfall. This is the final. I am not going to explain this pitfall again, but it's very good you know them. Using expired token, wrong password, encoding, transaction type mismatch with party B, callback URL not accessible, not handling all result codes, multiple rapid requests to same number, assuming initial response is equals to payment success, not storing checkout request ID for reconciliation, very important, missing account reference or transaction description limits, very important. What we mean by that is those validation. Always verify with M-PESA or portal for reconciliation. If you have made it to this point, congratulations. I sincerely, from my heart, congratulate you, because you have made it to this point. It was indeed an in-depth video, very important, very important. Now it is time for hands-on time. Let's do this practically. I want to assure you that in the next video we are going to implement whatever we have learned in this STK push practically. And one thing I will point out, remember we are in the ages of agentic AI. We vibe code a lot, and because we cannot sit down, watch me type all that code from scratch. Since I have already implemented this, I am going to explain code step by step, give you the source code, try it, go through it, ask question, implement it step by step. And finally, if you have been blessed by my video, kindly subscribe, like, share, and do not forget to click the bell notification icon so that in case I made any update with regard to my videos, you are the first one to be notified. Please do not forget to like my videos. Please also do not forget to comment what are some of the challenges you are facing or you have ever faced when doing M-PESA integration. Be assured that I will address those comments in the course of this series. Bye.